the world's most advanced cold wallet for the new generation of cryptocurrency lovers.
So if you are interested in buying this decent wallet, you can find a link in the description down below where you will get a 20% discount. Thank you very much, and let's dig in the video. What's up, XRP family? Thank you for joining the video for today. We have some very interesting stuff going on, guys. Let's take a look what's happening in the XRP community because it's getting very interesting. So here we have Stephen W. Huber. Bitfinex just helped Consensus to build 2 Ethereum by paying over $23 million in fees. Yes, you can hear that good, guys. It is unbelievable that out of 10,000 cryptocurrencies, the biggest rip-off project got the free pass, and the SEC wants to help the mother of all scams to get a monopoly. Unbelievable. Look at this, guys. This is a transaction made. It's like the amount is $100,000 transferred from Bitfinex to this address. And look at the transaction fee that was paid for this transaction. It's huge. It's not even, you cannot even picture this. It's 23 million. If you made this with XRP, you would literally have paid like maybe 10 cents, guys, for this. Not even 10 cents for this transaction. Now you can see that Ethereum is so bad, and this was an expensive mistake that has been made by Bitfinex. Now you can clearly see that Ethereum is not capable to be the future of finance, and the SEC is helping them to create a monopoly for themselves. They just think about money. They're corrupt. That's the whole reason why we are in this SEC from the first place. So here you can see, guys, another proof point that is telling you that it's so efficient, XRP. Over 23 million fees for a transaction with Ethereum, just over 100K. $23 million with XRP. Bitfinex would have saved more than $23 million, guys. Look at the fees that they would have paid with XRP. It's not even, what was I saying? I was saying 10 cents, guys. It's not even a cent. Can you see that? So this is just crazy. Very crazy. Here we have Stephen W. Huber again. Nothing will burst as loudly and cruelly as the Ethereum bubble. People will be rubbing their eyes as to how they could be fooled by the scam. If only they had used the blockchain a few times themselves. Now, look, Ethereum is not just, it's not a scam, but it's trying to do too many things. And you can clearly see that the SEC is protecting them. And you would ask yourself why? Because the reason why, guys, because there's just too much money at stake here. And they cannot afford that. And that is why they are protecting Ethereum, and this whole mess is happening now. But it's coming. It's coming. And you can clearly see that Ripple will win in the long term. This is why the SEC has been fighting over producing the Bitcoin and Ether documents. Listen to what he says. If you get to decentralization equivalent to or more than BTC and ETH, you can't be called a security. The XRP ledger is arguably more decentralized. Thus, XRP wins. Here's the right way to say it. It's not about the token. The token is never a security. None of these tokens are ever securities. If you rebuild speech, it's really carefully goes through.
We're going to go eventually with the definition of decentralization is sort of how do we really define who the issuer is for that purpose. And you could make a lot of cases even with Ethereum as a good example, where Bill has come out and said Ethereum is not currently, and here's the right way to say it. It's not about the token. The token is never a security. None of these tokens are ever securities. But don't think that gets you anywhere, because it's really the transaction that matters. And so the way, if you read Bill's speech, it carefully goes through and very carefully says the offer and sale of the token, of Bitcoin and of Ether today does not constitute the offer and sale of a security. In other words, there's no investment contract formed because there's no, one person selling Bitcoin to another is not creating an expectation of profits on some issuer's efforts. So, so the current secondary trading is not a securities violation, is really what he's saying. But that he left open, even in Bitcoin's case, whether maybe the original primary offering might have been a securities law violation. So anyway, so in your case, figuring out where you've got some users using and some users reselling, some buyers reselling, I think as a very practical matter, the 2017 vintage and 2018 vintage who went out before this no action letter gets published are probably going to have to rely on full decentralization as the tipping point, as the trigger. And you're going to have to get yourself to the same point as Bitcoin and Ether in order to be considered at that point then no longer a security.
Now you can see, guys, that this whole SEC lawsuit has a whole other goal for these people. They're just waiting for the right moment because they know that this is XRP is all the money, guys. It's gonna cover all the money. Be ready for that. And you can see XRP never did an ICO. XRP is very decentralized, and that's all it needs to get through the is it a security or not scenario, and it's really doing that. So here we have one congressional hearings. Ripple's SVP of Business Operations, Eric van Miltenberg, Ripple HQ with Valeria Bistrovich and Sarah Hody of Perkins Coie. On the blockchain team with Lowell Ness wrote the memo which inspired the Hinman speech.
Barry, then you have a lot of investment being made within China and within Russia around trying to be a predominant force in terms of the next generation of how fintech evolves. And even if you look at two of the most popular tokens out there, Bitcoin and Ethereum, the vast majority of the mining power is within China right now, 80+%, and that in effect is control. Now, if you look at the U.S., it's notable, at least to me, that around June of this year, Director Hinman of the SEC came out and said, kind of in a black and white way, both Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're not securities. Silent on every other token out there. Not saying that they're bad, but also not saying that they're not securities. So that puts those projects, those companies sort of in a limbo position. That lack of clarity. Ironically, the U.S. companies that are not green lighted are put in a bit of a disadvantaged situation, whereas these two tokens, Ethereum and Bitcoin, which per my earlier point, there's a lot of center of gravity and control within China, have been given a green light. That's not necessarily a formula, in my opinion, to set U.S. companies up for success going forward. So I think there is opportunity to move a little more quickly than we've seen to provide that clarity, to coordinate with regulators around the world. Honestly, to have kind of a uniform or at least coordinated perspective that will ensure that the U.S.
Guys, this is a very important speech, what he's saying right here. He's saying that the US companies are kind of put in a limbo state where they are not being regulated to continue their successful innovation. Now, this is the main issue right here. This is the main thing that is going on right here, and it is because of the SEC is corrupt. Can you see now? This is making the picture clear. Like, they are being paid to actually stall XRP. And it makes sense because Bitcoin and Ethereum, guys, are very controlled. Actually, they're not that much decentralized when you come to think about it. And that's the whole point. But not a lot of people know that, guys. My Wall Street sources tell me that they have buyer's remorse over their support of Biden as he continues to disappoint on key issues like domestic foreign policy and the economy. We discuss now. Everyone go but the rumor, you mean. So it's really, really bad, guys. The governance in US is really bad, and there's reasons for that. 7 nights inside the North Korean trip that got Ethereum's Virgil Griffith arrested. Now, there has been some cases again with Ethereum where this guy has been in a crime, and he was actually using Ethereum for making very bad things. On the surface, North Korea certainly did not look like the sort of state capable of harnessing cryptocurrency. So he made a mistake. Another bad thing for Ethereum. US Senator puts pressure on SEC Chair Gensler, says China crypto crackdown is a big opportunity for America. Senator Toomey recently put pressure on the SEC chairman, sending him a list of 25 burning questions as he is asked for detail and concrete clarifications surrounding current crypto regulation. So no jokes anymore. We want answers, and we want it now because it's just going too far. A big opportunity for the US. It is, guys, because we need regulatory framework for XRP to do its thing. Morgan Stanley doubles exposure to Bitcoin through Grayscale shares. These people keep buying Bitcoin trusts, guys, because they know that it is going up in the short-term notice. Previous filings show that Morgan Stanley has increased its shares of GBTC by more than 105% since April. Cointelegraph reported in June that the investment bank held 28,000, worth roughly 1.3 million at the time. So now they increased their exposure, guys, to even more Bitcoin. And you know what's gonna happen when these things are happening. Here we have Mr. Will has added the ability for customers to automatically deposit their paychecks into Coinbase. What could possibly go wrong? Now this is a very weird thing because Coinbase is in a lawsuit, so I do not know how they got this through. Like, people can now use paychecks to deposit money, and it's very weird because they are still in the lawsuit. Very, very weird. Something big is going on, guys. Forgot to say, Jet did sell 1 XRP on the 24th, as I stated last week. Guys, he stopped selling XRP for a very long time, and then from time to time he's like selling 2 XRP, 1 XRP, 1 XRP, 1 XRP again. So there is clearly something boiling, guys. It's almost time. Be ready. 12 Delta is confirmed. 6th of October is 586 with Hebrew calendar. So 6th of October is a very significant date again because it has to do with the Jewish calendar. Very interesting. Let's see what's going to happen. One day after Rosie Roy's comment on XRP, connect the dots. Time of our post, 8:35. See you in phase 3. Also stand in custody. Rosie Royce tweeted a very nice tweet. XRP's primary purpose is facilitating cross-border payments while other cryptos find their value in speculation. China's latest move brings this point home. Let's take a look, guys. These are the facts. Rosie Royce tweeted this and XRP price rocketed for a small time. So it's very, very good, guys. September 28th to October 27th, 6:30 London soon. 13 letters, 3 words. Thank you, Mr. Pooh. Who should play Satoshi Nakamoto in the inevitable Bitcoin movie? Very interesting, guys. Things are really happening. So here we have, there were 3 degrees of the Druidic mysteries, but few successfully passed them all. Here you can see some pictures, guys. It says 2022. So from 2020 to 2021, now 2022 is coming, and it will be very, very big. Guys, a little bit more patience and you will be rewarded, trust me. Thank you very much for watching the video. See you in the next one. Ciao.